It all started on a rainy Tuesday morning, when the halls of Ridgewood High were buzzing with the same drama, gossip, and whispers as usual. But today, something different was about to happen. Something unforgettable. As the first bell rang, students poured into the building, umbrellas dripping and shoes squeaking against the floor. Among them, a quiet girl named Emma stepped through the front doors, her heart pounding louder than the rain outside. It was her first day at a new school again. This was the third time she'd switched schools in 2 years. Her father's job as a traveling nurse kept them moving, and with each move came new schools, new faces, and new fears. Emma was shy not because she didn't want to talk to people, but because every time she tried, it never went well. Her soft voice and nervous hands seemed to make her a magnet for mockery. At her last school, a group of kids had shoved her into a locker. She didn't fight back. She never did. This time, she promised herself it would be different. She wore a simple yellow dress her mom had helped her sew. It wasn't anything fancy, but it was hers. It made her feel a little stronger, a little braver. But that courage quickly vanished when she stepped into the hallway. It didn't take long for the popular crowd to notice her. Brittany, queen of the junior class, Instagram famous for her lip-sync videos and ruthless for her cruel pranks, locked eyes with Emma like a shark sensing blood. Well, what do we have here? Brittany smirked, her followers laughing beside her. Little Miss Sunshine thinks she can blind us with that grandma dress? Emma tried to ignore them and walk past, her eyes fixed on her locker number. 134, just get to 134. She didn't make it. In one quick motion, Brittany reached out and ripped the back of Emma's dress, the seam tearing with a loud, awful rip-rip. The hallway went silent, then erupted in cruel laughter. Phones came out. Snaps were taken. Videos filmed. Emma stood frozen. Her face turned red. Tears welled up in her eyes, but she held them back. Not here. Not in front of them. Oops, Brittany said, mockingly. Did I do that? It should have ended there, Emma running into the bathroom, hiding until lunch, calling her mom to come pick her up. But something changed that day. Something in Emma's eyes. She turned around slowly, still trembling, still afraid, but not of them. No, this time she was afraid of what would happen if she let it go again. If she let them win again. With a deep breath, she stepped back and said in a calm but steady voice, "You shouldn't have done that." Brittany laughed. Oh really? And what are you gonna do about it, Sunshine? That's when Emma's hand went up, not in anger, not in rage, but with precision. One sharp, clean karate chop to Brittany's arm, just enough to knock her phone to the floor and send Brittany stumbling back in shock. Everyone gasped. Brittany clutched her arm in surprise more than pain. What the? But Emma wasn't done. As Brittany's friends stepped forward, Emma slipped into a stance no one expected, back foot grounded, hands raised. She had been taking karate for 5 years. Her mom had signed her up after she got pushed down in 3rd grade. Emma had never used it before, never needed to. Until now. One boy tried to grab her shoulder. Emma sidestepped, gently pushed his arm, and sent him off balance. Another girl reached for her hair. Emma ducked, spun, and tapped her away like wind brushing a leaf. She wasn't hurting them, just showing them she could. The crowd was stunned. Phones still filmed. But now, the laughter had stopped. Emma stood tall, breathing heavily, her yellow dress torn but her spirit shining through brighter than ever. The principal arrived seconds later, pushing through the crowd and demanding answers. Brittany, red-faced and humiliated, tried to play victim, but everyone had seen the video. They knew who started it and who finished it. Emma was taken to the office, of course. Rules were rules. But when her mom arrived and saw her daughter standing proud, with fire in her eyes instead of tears, she smiled for the first time in weeks. Word spread fast. The shy new girl who took down the hallway tyrants without throwing a punch. The girl who stood up, not to fight, but to defend her dignity. Over the next few days, things changed. Not all at once. Brittany got suspended, then returned quieter, less cruel. People started sitting next to Emma at lunch, asking her about karate, complimenting her courage. She didn't become the most popular girl overnight, but she wasn't invisible anymore either. One day, a smaller freshman girl approached her after gym class. "Hey, do you think maybe you could teach me some of those moves?" Emma smiled. "Of course.